So my second year of teaching at Loyola, I got the opportunity to teach a creative writing class. And when I was in high school, I took creative writing at Big Sky High School, and there was this literary magazine called Airy. And Airy was a really fun part of what I got to do as a high schooler, because it was a collection of art and writing from all the students at Big Sky High School. And I was so excited, I brought copies of all the Airy magazines to the principal, and I said, could I start a literary magazine? And they said, sure, go for it if you want to. And so then I went to my very small creative writing class. There were only 6 students in there. And so it was this tiny little group of kids, and I said, do you guys want to start a literary magazine? And they said, yeah, that sounds really fun. And I don't think they knew that it was a lot of work at that moment, but they were so enthusiastic and they really jumped into it. And so the first 2 years were edited by 2 students, Janie and Vanessa, who were in that first class. And so this is Magis Volume 1 and Magis Volume 2. And that first year we didn't even have a name for it. We just knew we wanted to have a literary magazine. So we kind of spent semester 1 trying to figure out what we would name it. And Miss Schwenk, who was the librarian at the time here, came up with this idea for Magis, because Loyola has this rich Jesuit history, and this idea of Magis is a real Jesuit term, and it means to do more for others, for yourself, and for God, ad majorem Dei gloriam. And so choosing the path of the more or the better. And that really kind of encapsulated what we want this magazine to do, to take the best of, or the better of, the writing and the art that Loyola students put out, and to never see art or writing as finished, but always a process, and always something that we're working towards doing more and better, and celebrating the good in our lives and the ways that we can, lean into that Jesuit tradition. So that's how Magis kind of came about, and then every year since, my creative writing class has put together a magazine. And it's been really fun to watch it grow. It started out, our first volume wasn't very long. It has 70 pages, and then the last one was 100 and some. And more students have been published each year, and we've had a greater variety of art and writing, and so it's been really lovely to see.
Magis at first was created to show off what we were doing in creative writing and what we were being taught, what we were learning and talking about every single week. And since then, it has grown so much, and it's become such an incredible creative writing magazine with such talented young writers and editors. It's grown so much more than I could have ever imagined, especially that first year. That first year was chaos. It was so new to everybody. We'd never had a creative writing class before, and we'd never even thought about publishing a magazine. The only thing we'd had published was the newspaper, and it was so scary. We were certain we weren't going to get submissions. We spent 3 days trying to figure out what font we were going to use. Cover art was so hard to figure out, and the software was so hard. A lot of it was just me and Jane creating problems and trying to Google how to fix them and hoping it worked and hoping it turned out. And now it's incredible. It's amazing. Everybody that works on it is so talented, and I also think that's why it's so important. Our English department has always been so good about teaching us more than just persuasive essays and analyzing other people's work, but to have such an incredible class that is dedicated solely to teaching you how to criticize, how to be criticized, how to publish, how to submit, how to do every single step of each thing is incredible. And it followed me into my own life. My freshman year of college, I was the poetry board editor, which I can say without a doubt that if I did not take this class, I would have never been able to do and never realized that I loved doing. And that is why it was created, and why it's so important, and why it is still an incredible piece of work today that I'm so glad that I had a part in starting.
Anyone associated with Loyola can submit to Magis. Our goal this year is to actually have some teachers submit. Mostly it's been students, and my favorite part is when you get to see, work from freshmen to seniors. So having, senior ceramics, but then also having art from freshmen. One year we did art and photography. Like we got drone photography from students. That's Kevin Sheehan's drone photography. And we've had, AP art students submit, and we've also had students in Art 1 submit. Same thing goes for writing. We have students in Ms. Waller's freshman collegio class submit lovely poetry, and then we have seniors submitting short stories. Students in my creative writing class have to submit, but everyone else is welcome. Magis publishes creative writing, so that can be creative nonfiction, like essays, personal essays, or This I Believe essays, fiction, so short flash fiction or fiction under like 5 pages, and then any types of poetry, so form poetry like sestinas or sonnets, and free verse poetry. And then any art and photography. So often we have a collaboration with the art teacher. So this year, Miss Irving's been sending me a bunch of stuff. Before that, Miss Tutwiler and Mr. Sims sent me lots of art. And they do everything from ceramics down there to painting. And then we also get submissions of photography from the school's photographers.
Aiden, what's editing like for Magis?
I am actually not the editor, so I can't speak to that. Do you know what it's like editing for Magis?
Actually, as editor, no. Well, we just put it in InDesign, and it's a lot of like having to print a ton of things out and then having everyone. Titus, you were in it last year, right? For a little bit.
Yeah.
You know. It's like we have to print everything out and then like painstakingly I'm making it sound so bad. Like go through every single thing to make sure that we don't spell people's names wrong and stuff like that, because that's important. But a fun part about editing it is like getting to pair the pictures or like the artwork with the writing. Mo's really good at that. That's kind of her job, but that's a fun part. And then InDesign never works.
The program is bad,
but it makes a good product.
My favorite to do is form poetry, which Robert has always helped us with. So I think the first year I did it, I submitted a sestina, which is a long 39-line poem where the end-word swap. We've done them together, and I usually like always submitting one piece of form poetry. How about you?
Okay, I am never thinking about what I submit because I'm too busy trying to put everything into the program, and so then like a week before we have to submit it, I just put one of my poems in, right in the middle, so no one reads it. But one year I did one that was inspired by a poem that we read on like a podcast. That was cool. I don't remember
Is that the I like one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It had toast in it.
It did have toast and tea.
That's good,
I
but
think.
we
I
can't.
don't remember what mine from last year was.
Neither of us can really speak to the art, but we always include just as much art.
Talk about the music.
Yeah, art and music, as we include poetry and prose. So I usually submit a piece of music, but we're hoping to get more people.
I was gonna say, can I make a comment to the people with this? Luca and Noah, you have to submit
you're out there.
music. Okay, that was it. I don't remember what I submitted last year.
Last year, I submitted my sonnet to my mom about gardening at night with a flashlight on our heads.
I might have submitted something, what's it called? A retelling. Maybe that's about Gawain, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Okay, so in the past, what I've contributed is mainly photography. Actually, all of it's photography. One of them happens to be the cover of this one right here. What year was this? Oh, 2021. This is pretty dope. I've done it for the past 3 years. This will be the 4th. And they've mainly just been photos of like rivers, Missoula, or even people. I submitted a portrait of my sister this year.
We put that one in.
Oh, sweet,
right.
sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think she's going to be happy to be featured in that.
I'm reclaiming my role. Oh, I was gonna say I'm contributing the editing, but I guess that's not what you're asking, is it? Do you want to answer?
I have no idea what I'm going to submit yet. I'm going to figure it out this weekend. But, like usual, I feel like I have lots of good sonnets somehow. I can't remember what they're about. And then I had one good Sistina about losing my car keys, which also turned out pretty good. I had Robert read that, so I might do that one. Not decided yet.
Maybe I'll do a short story. Maybe I'll play around. Maybe I'll become an artist and I'll submit art this year instead. The world is wide and opportunities are endless.
The world is wide. And flat.
But
scene.
No. But what's more important than us submitting is having everybody else in the school submit. Another threat.
I submitted a lot, so they got to choose. They chose the portrait of one of my sisters, and then I also submitted. What else would I have submitted?
Like mountains, we saw.
Mountains.
Sorry, not to answer for you.
I honestly can't remember taking photos of mountains. Oh no, yes, I took. I did some drone photography, and I took a photo of Snowball, I believe, or Missoula.
These two magazines, last year's magazine and the 2020 magazine, this one was edited by Alexis Cooney, and this one is by Ellie Carlson, won a national award. So they're one of few magazines in the whole country that won the highest award from NCTE. We submit each magazine every year, and these two won the highest award, so that's really cool. We've been working towards that for a long time, and we're really proud of the students' writing that won that, and then the layout and design that the editors did so well here.